Let's go down. I would assume, is he in Florida this morning? Newest Blue Jay TV analyst, TV superstar, Windsor zone, former Detroit Tiger catcher, Joe Siddall. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning to everyone.
Hey, Joe, you can't beat a warm-up toss like that from K-Cook, right down the middle, right where you wanted it.
Meatball, yeah, that's a batting practice fastball.
Hey, congratulations, Joe. I mean, I was lobbying and thought because you did such a great job, really enjoyed what you were doing with Jerry on radio, and obviously just a couple of weeks ago when Jerry Hallworth announcing his retirement, I thought, wow, that's a great opening. We're going to hear more play-by, not only color, but more play-by-play from Joe Siddall on radio games. But congratulations on your new gig.
Well, thanks very much. It's something I'm really excited about, and I call it kind of a new chapter maybe in my broadcasting career. I was fortunate for my first 4 seasons just breaking into this business as a former player with no broadcasting experience, and I was grateful to have Jerry to my right, a legendary voice of the Blue Jays for 36 years. When I did slide over on the TV side, I was with Buck Martinez, so I had 2 guys mentoring me very well, guiding me along. I always felt right away when I got the job 4 years ago, I thought, my knowledge and insight of the game I'm very comfortable with and confident in, but they taught me a lot of the broadcast tricks, I call them. And it's when to come in and out with your comment. It's, pausing so Jerry can call the pitch. And on the TV side, Buck referring to different camera things and how you speak to the video. So there's so many things that go into it. But I think my 4 years of experience on the radio, analyzing games, and also the time I did slide over to TV, that experience, it helped me immeasurably in my audition, and it certainly paid off.
Leah, you have any big baseball questions? I know you know the game. Would you like to talk about the pace of play rules they're looking at putting in? Leah, what would you like to discuss about baseball this morning?
I would like to ask how happy your wife is that you're going to be around more often.
It's been when I took the job originally, we said right away, this is not something I was going to do, and I was going to be away 6 months. So what we did is my wife, Tamara, has her career here in Windsor. She works during the week. And then she takes off on the weekend. So she's been coming out Thursday nights. If we're in Toronto, she'd fly to Toronto real quick. And if we're on the road, she was taking off to all the different cities. So she's seen the country lots this last 4 years. This will make life a little bit easier because she'll just come to Toronto every weekend. When the games are at home in Toronto, we actually have a TV set, studio set right there in the stadium at Rogers Centre down the left field line. When the team goes on the road now, rather than me traveling with the team like I have, now what we do is Jimmy and I will be in the Sportsnet studios in Toronto. So home base will be in Toronto till all the way through October. That is a little twist that we have doing this job, is that we do Sportsnet covers the playoffs all the way through now.
Oh, nice. So you'll be going through well into October. Joe Siddall we're talking to right now, Windsor Zone, named TV analyst for the Blue Jays on Rogers Sportsnet. Okay, so what is it with catchers? We see a lot of them as managers. We saw Jimmy Leland, of course, here for a few years. Just Buck Martinez on TV, Joe, and, of course, the Yellowhammer, Jim Price. I mean, Jim Price has been doing games for years and has taught us the term Yellowhammer,
buggy
whip, and things like that. What is it? Why do catchers find these broadcast positions and manager positions?
Well, I think the first and foremost thing is, catching for so many years, you are in every pitch of every single game. And really, I think you're the extension of the manager out on the field. So really, you're calling the shots. And if you think about it, the catcher has everything in front of him. So you're managing that pitcher-catcher relationship. You're calling the game. You have to know the hitters inside and out in terms of strengths and weaknesses. You have to know your pitcher, and they're all different inside and out in terms of their strengths and weaknesses and how you're going to attack hitters. You are calling the shots normally on bunt defenses. You know where everybody's going to be. First and third double steal, defense of the double steal. So everything that goes on the field, you really do have a hand in. And I think because of that, you're so involved in every aspect of the game. And when you do that for years and years, and all of those repetitions, any former catcher from their minor league days all the way up into the major league days, that's a lot of reps. It's a lot of seeing what's out there in front of you. And I think it just gives you a far different perspective than any other position on the field. And I think that's what helps in terms of analyzing the game and breaking it down.
Hey, Joe, how much are you going to miss? It's Beller. I did a little bit of play-by-play hockey back in the day, but how much are you going to miss the actual, and it's totally different being an analyst in studio, taking over the old spot from Greg Zahn, to, actually being involved, doing play-by-play and color with Jerry in the booth. Totally different. You're going to miss that a little bit?
It is totally different, Beller. And, play-by-play, I would have never thought it was as difficult as it is. If that's not something you've done before, I thought, I could kind of get in. And I remember when Jerry a couple years ago was slowly breaking me in, and we sat up in the stadium in Dunedin in spring training. We went up to the top row, and he had me just sit. We watched batting practice, and he just taught me a few of the things. He said, I just want you to call some plays here as the batting practice pitcher winds up and pitches, and then the hitter hits it. And Jerry will tell you to this day, he just shook his head and he said, oh, my goodness, this is not going to work. But
not good.
With more repetitions, it helped. And I did parts of a couple of years ago, and then a little more last year. Last year, I ended up doing most of the games on the road. I did 3 innings for Jerry to give him a break. And, yeah, I think, I laugh, but I think something is innately in you. I listened to a gentleman by the name of Ernie Harwell on the radio, as we all did when we were kids. And it's almost like I remember playing at the park and playing home run derby or whatever it was, and we used to talk it. We say, and the windup and the pitch and the swing, and you almost emulated that what you heard. So it's almost like that was in the subconscious, and it probably helped me in what I was doing. I slowly got feeling more and more comfortable. Still not my comfort zone. I think being the analyst is much more what I'm used to and more comfortable with. But I'll miss it a little bit, and I'll miss being with Jerry to my right. But as we continue to move on, I'm thrilled with the new change.
All right, Joe, congratulations. That's great news, and we're proud of you down here. We can't wait to watch you this year. And does that mean you have to go buy more suits now?
Sportsnet's pretty generous in that regard. They're going to clothe me, and I'm glad I've got somebody to pick out my colors and patterns.
Leah, any fashion advice for Joe this morning before we let him go?
Oh, what do they always tell you? No houndstooth on TV, no stripes.
That's good advice.
That kind of stuff.
Yep, good advice.
And listen to the fashionistas for sure.
Oh, I will. This darn 4K TV stuff, I'm going to have to lather up the makeup.
Yeah, get that pancake going. Thanks, Joe.
Hey, congratulations again.
Thanks very much. Y'all have a great day.
See ya.
All right, Joe Siddall, former Tiger and Windsorite, and now analyst, in-studio analyst
Sounds
for
like
Rogers
a great guy.
Great guy, yeah.
He really is, and I'm not just saying it, but I was very impressed. Not only the job that he was doing, color, but when he was doing a little bit of play-by-play, he was just doing a fantastic job. Very easy to listen to, and I think baseball is very difficult.
A lot of time to fill.
Exactly, much like the morning drive.
Yeah, that's 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked about, how difficult you think play-by-play would be easy, and you go in and do it, it's difficult. I mean, that's what I tell people about this job. You think hosting a morning show is easy. You sit there and just laugh.
Boss ain't buying it, Mike.
No, you don't know the preparation and the struggle that goes into pouring over 4 hours of content every single day,
Leah,
5
Leah,
days
do you have
a
that
week.
shovel handy? You have that shovel handy, Leah?
Why do you think my beard's so gray? 1, this job. 2, Leah.